How would you frame up the inflection point that we're at, and what does that feel like? How do you see that day to day?
Yeah, so I would say that the inflection point that I'm really referring to is it's really it can be dialed down to two key reasons, right? And I think the first is more on the investor side, on the financing side, the investor appetite to actually fund commercial space initiatives. And I think the second piece, and I'll get into the first piece in just a second, but the second piece is really this like Elon Musk inspired sort of iterative nature of company building, right? That's been very prominent in Silicon Valley, but now is actually something that's being addressed and sort of taken in as an ethos within commercial space, right? That's never happened before. So if you take a look, for example, on the financing side, there's been an incredible amount of capital flow in the industry recently. I think last year the number was something like 8 billion was invested in startup space companies, which broke the previous record by about a billion, right? So it's like 7 billion, now it's 8 billion. And there's no, I will say though, it's end of May right now, right? We're chatting and the market is in complete disarray. There's a lot of macro issues that we're seeing across the board. Space is a bit insulated, and we can talk about that later. But like space for geopolitical reasons is insulated from a lot of it. But there's no doubt that this sort of near-term slowdown will also affect space. I think in the near term, there's going to be some, especially with like the SPAC sort of implosion. There's going to be some folks who say, okay, like let's actually just take a step back and see what we are investing in and sort of the R&D cycles and how long these companies are going to take to actually be positive on the profitability side. So as investors like recalibrate, I think that's going to create a little bit of slowdown. But we've definitely opened up Pandora's box, right? In a way that it really comes down to how investors perceive hardware-based industries. Like when you look back at the global financial crisis and you think about the companies that were actually formed during that time, like Slack, Uber, Airbnb, Square, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? They all started in the midst of the crisis. So it's really interesting to think that, and these are all companies that have really shaped the modern era of mobile compute and enterprise and consumer technology. And I think if you really look forward, excuse me, for the next 10 years, I think that what you're going to see is that those generational defining companies are going to be within space and they're going to be within climate tech and they're going to be within biotech. And I think perception of how software can be applied to hardware and how that can unlock efficiencies and value that we've never seen before, like that's what's exciting about sort of this next 10, 20 years, like a true like impact era of everything that we've done to get us to here and where it's going to take us. I think that I just think we've opened up Pandora's box and it's going to be really exciting to see. So, that's really kind of point one of the inflection point. The second point really is just around Musk. He has a very love hate and relationship with a lot of people, and I think especially with his recent comments and Twitter and all this stuff. Right, he's on the news. He's in the news for a lot of different reasons, but the reality is what he's done for the industry is he's changed how risk is assessed. He just completely changed the way that companies approach risk. SpaceX, of course, takes a very Silicon Valley approach of, let's build rockets, let's blow them up publicly, let's iterate. That's okay, right? That's never been okay. NASA's never done that, right? They spend billions of dollars of developing and testing before they even launch, right? Now, SpaceX and Musk has turned that upside down. They've created this feedback loop for the industry that's never existed before. And, I think that that's going to create like a lot of opportunity and it's changed the way investors look at risk. It's changed the way companies look at risk. And, there's going to be a lot more to say about that. That to me is sort of what's led us to this inflection point.